Now we have to be on our best behavior.
I know, right? Now, whenever y'all tell me to leave and stuff like that, what buttons do I hit? Is there any, just hit leave, I guess, at the top right corner?
Yep, that's it.
All right, perfect.
You'll be good to go.
Never done one of these before, so, you know. So.
Jen, once people start jumping on, we'll start right with Brandon and get him. That way he can get back to whatever he's got to do.
Okay. We got about 20 on so far.
Why don't you go on and kick it off and we'll go from there.
I'm still making notes over here. What's up, everyone? Happy Monday. Welcome to the Sunshine State Race and Recap, brought to you by our friends at Dayton Andrews, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Fiat, Clearwater, and St. Pete. Make sure to reach out to them for all your truck needs because they're a huge supporter of all things racing and we appreciate them. Happy Monday, everyone. We got about 40 something people on so far.
Well, we're going to get started. We're honored now to have one of our racing sponsors with us, Brandon Blackburn from Blackburn's Barbecue, as seen on George Gorham's late model. I think it's on Little G's truck, everything George Gorham Jr. Racing. And even last year, you had the opportunity to ride with him at Martinsville when he got the Xfinity race. Wanted to talk to you a few minutes today and say thank you, and we appreciate what all you do for our sport. But what's it like as a business owner to get maybe other potential business owners that are interested in to sponsor racing or a race car or team like you do? And what benefits have you seen from it?
Man, it's just the whole thing. Like, if anybody can do anything, they can get a race car driver like George. I mean, George, he always gives us shout outs. He's always talking about us. He always comes in and support us. He always brings new people in the restaurant. I mean, when we did the car show last year, I mean, that was just there was so many people that came to support him. And then on that side, it supported me too. So, I mean, that was really, really, I mean, that's one thing about it is people coming to support us and then they turn around and we try to publicize it as much as possible on our Facebook to get people to the racetrack, because that's at the end of the day is trying to pack the stands there. You know, that's the key to it.
Well, we have an idea we're going to pitch to you and put you on the spot before the end of the show about a car show. We got an idea, but like I said, we're thankful to have you in the sport, but tell everybody Blackburn's Barbecue had a special guest stop by on Friday for lunch. Tell everybody about your guests that came in, and did you guys know they were coming or did they just pop in because they were in the area? Or?
So they always go down to Grady's main hub down there on 540. And if he travels into Lakeland, he'll go that direction. If he flies into Bartow, he always comes down 17. And the last time I missed him because he come through on a Tuesday and I was closed. And I got a guy come in, and I always, like, when I see people is real dressed up, I'll be like, man, they either put somebody away for life or, you know, he just got done preaching. And one of my girls, Tiffany, came to me and said, hey, this guy out there wants to talk to you by the Coke machine, and hands me a card that said DeSantis for governor, or DeSantis for Florida. So I was like, let me go talk to this guy real quick. So I went out there and I talked to him. He's like, hey, he wants to stop in at 3. They want to have some supporters in here and stuff like that. And I was like, well, absolutely, whatever we need. And so it was pretty awesome. It was almost surreal to have Governor DeSantis stop by the restaurant. So that's a long way from a food truck. So
I was pretty excited for you guys. I wish I was there. I'm going to run through a couple comments real quick. George Gorham, Little G, is on. Hey, Brandon. Mitchell says, Jen's making notes. Y'all watch out. Hi, Todd Ansel. Jennifer Wheeler's on. Hey, Brandon. So I don't know how into the sport you were before becoming a sponsor. Were you a huge race fan, or did you know anything about the sport before you came in and realized that we're all crazy and we are super, super loyal to our sponsors?
Oh, it's another animal. It's just people, especially George. Like George is a rare breed for sure. And but he always, he wants more. And, every time that, he wants to get in Xfinity, he wants to get that. And I support him as much as I can on that. But I really wasn't into racing, not all that much, family and everything going on with the restaurant. But when he was coming in all the time, I was like, man, I was like, how much you support me? I was like, I should support you a little bit. And honestly, it was like, I think it was March. Me and my wife was in November, and we went to one of his races and seen it for our anniversary, and they were racing a new Smyrna. And I was talking to him a little bit about it, and I think I did it in February. And then it just spiraled then, and then Xfinity happened like 2 months later, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty intense. It was just luck for me, but I mean, it was really awesome for George to kind of bring me along on that whole aspect. So, but my brother always was huge into racing. I mean, like always, he's been following it since forever. So, I mean, I always got like the ins and outs of what happens. So, and he's always loved working on race cars. So it was actually like I told George, I was like, you'll never get a sponsor like where you get money on for sponsorship, and then turn around and you get my older brother as one of your pit crews. I was like, I've never seen that before in my life. So
Right.
And let's talk about, I know how cool it was for all of us as George Gorham fans and race fans to see him getting to make his Xfinity start last year at Martinsville. But how cool did it have to be for you to see? I'm going to talk to you in a little bit about how you got started, you said from the food truck to what you have now, but how cool was it to see on national TV, Blackburn's barbecue in a car riding around the track? And George actually got you guys some pretty good TV time.
Oh yeah. 100%. I mean, George, whenever like I was seeing it, because here at the house, we got Fire Sticks now, but I mean, I don't even have really cable. So I was like, here I am. I was like, my car is on the side of my name is on the side of this car. And I was like, I don't even have cable. I went down to my parents' house to watch the race. And I was like, I'm just a simple guy. And I was like, I'm looking back at it, I was like, that's him. And then whenever he got up in the eighth in the second stage, and they put his name on the placard and everything. And I mean, it was great. I was like, that's worth every dime right there. I mean, it was like almost like that was highlight right there, just as being a little restaurant in Eagle Lake.
Absolutely. So
tell everybody a little bit how you guys got started. You said you started as a food truck and now in a full-blown barbecue restaurant in Eagle Lake. And I know you're proud of your roots, but tell everybody the hard work that it took to get where you're at.
Yeah, man, it was like so my dad used to cook turkeys for his for all his customers, because he owns a lawn business, and he used to cook turkeys for all of his lawn customers. And as he got bigger, he built a couple more smokers. And as he just it started getting bigger and bigger, and he started doing it on Saturdays. And before you know it, we were starting to do it on the side of the road. And we never wanted to do nothing big or nothing like that. We just did it on Saturdays. And the funny story about it, and it's like, I'm not trying to be petty here, but somebody called in on us on the health department saying that we were selling without a license, which was true, but we were just doing it. And later to find out it was a competitor that had a restaurant. So I took it and I talked to that health inspector, and she's still my health inspector to this day. She was in there about 2 weeks ago. And she uses me as like a common ground, like where people say, oh, it's impossible to get all your stuff in line. And she was like, well, I know a guy who used to do it illegally on the side of the road to get his license, get all of his insurance, everything in line, and now has a restaurant. So she kind of uses me as a standard, which I told her is a very terrible thing to do. But I mean, that's where we're at now. But I mean, the whole end game is, we just worked it because I seen how much the potential money could make on the side of the road. And then whenever they started developing this area, we moved to Badcock in Eagle Lake. A buddy of mine, I've known him my whole life, owns that Badcock and furniture store. And whenever we were selling out of that, I had the opportunity to buy the place I am now. And I love the idea of having storefront restaurant where people can come in and eat the product. And I feel like that's what keeps our ratings so high, is because I'll ask every single person multiple times their food's good. So you have every opportunity to ever complain about it if you do. But I mean, we try to serve our best product out in a quickly manner.
That's awesome. We got a couple of comments. DeSantis rocks. Love our governor, and our race family is a whole different family. Steve Smith said you guys are awesome.
Yeah, Steve's a good dude. We used to do back in the day when we were in construction. We used to do a lot of work for Steve Smith, where he'd done drywall, and so we used to pick up all the scrap drywall and stuff like that. Me and my brother and dad. And so I mean, we have a history, or along with a whole bunch of race people that was always in the racing and stuff like that. And my dad and my brother was real into it, but they always just tagged me along on the whole ordeal.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm still looking to get a chance to come in and catch the full barbecue, but man, I've had some of that smoked sausage you bring to the track after Saturdays when you close, man. That stuff's amazing. But let's talk about, not only did you gain, I guess, customers as this sponsor, you and the Gorham family have kind of almost merged. It's almost like you gained a family, and they gained family and friends in this, and it become one big Blackburn Gorham family almost.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's they're always supporting us. We'll go out anytime. Like we had to go get turkeys during Christmas time, and I asked them, and they never told me no. I've asked Melissa multiple times to run catering for us since she works at Geico and stuff, and it was the whole, I mean, I've never been told no. I mean, they always try their best to take care of me anytime I ask them. So anytime I always we go out to eat, and I'll ask them, I feel like, let's all go, and we all talk, and we always have a good time and stuff. I always try to beat up on Macon and stuff.
Aiken's my little buddy. I've been taking pictures of him since he was probably just able to walk at the racetrack. And when he was really younger, the funny story I like to tell is, if I didn't take his picture, he'd like, take my picture. And then as soon as I did it, he would jump on. He would jump on and say, "Let me see it." And he'd always want to look at the back of the camera to see what it does. And then he figured out that he could see him right away, and he started doing the cheese and everything. Macon's an amazing little kid.
Yeah, he is. And then it's any time me and Melissa almost have me and George's relationship with it's all, he helps me like with anything from tires, everything where he works at. I mean, he helps me out so much. And Melissa, we almost have, well, George too, it's almost like if I'm quiet, they'll be like, "What's wrong with you?" Like we're always used to smack talking each other, like 100% of the time we're around each other. So like the other day, the smoker wasn't working with me on Saturday, and they come in, they were like, "What's wrong with you?" Because I was being kind of quiet about it. And they were like, "Yeah, there's something wrong with you. You're off today. You ain't talking smack." And George started doing it a little bit, and then I told him what was up and everything. But yeah, he told me it was my time of the month. So I was like, "All right, it's all right, dude."
Mitchell wants to know, do you have a link for your cooking? So is there like a web page or just the Facebook page they can follow?
Yeah, Blackburn's Barbecue on Facebook, and then we got a Instagram account. I've got a TikTok, but I don't know how to post that. It's not my cup of tea. Like I try not to spend too much time on my telephone anyways. So
tell everybody and Jen, we'll see if you got any more questions before we pitch our idea, but tell everybody where they can find you at there in Eagle Lake. What's the address? What's the easiest way to get there and your hours of operation?
Yeah, so basically, if you ever been wanting to go to the Bartow Courthouse from Winter Haven, like you're going through there, it's right beside the Dollar General on the left side. It's 169 5th Street, Eagle Lake, Florida 33839. And then if you're going towards Winter Haven out of Bartow, you'll really pass a big orange building. We got wood on the side of it and stuff like that. So we decorated it outside real nice, put pine trees, lemon trees, and got a real nice, trying to make Eagle Lake proud, basically.
So Jen, any more comments, or do you have any more questions?
No, I want to throw out my idea.
Go for it.
I was telling Robert when we had you on that back in the day, back in the 80s, we used to do road shows. So we would go to a sponsor and have food and whatever. So we need to get a bunch of drivers to come out and do road shows at our different sponsors, just to get the crowds there, let the fans get to meet everyone, have our drivers there, and promote you guys at the same time.
And with the 2020 technology, it's not like the 80s. We can actually go live from the event and interview you guys, and the drivers are there. Let everybody know what's going on while we're doing it.
Oh, 100%. Me and George already been talking about already been talking about doing another car show because we had both cars wrapped up, and then it was a short period of time. Like George wasn't having the best of luck, and he took the wrap off the car, and then it went out and won both races. So Vince was like, "Well, don't wrap it. It don't want to be wrapped. Just it wants to be black and have the names and the number on it. That's all it wants." So I'm like, "I don't care what color we got to keep the car as long as it gets up in the winner's circle is all I care about." And so George was like, "That's all me as long as it holds together and looks good."
We'll have to get with you and we'll plan that. We want to make Blackburn's one of our first road shows, and I think it'd be cool to do it on a Friday night or something, get some people out. And I know you guys had the family dinner thing you guys do on Fridays and stuff, and get some people out there and introduce new fans to racing and new fans to barbecue.
Oh yeah, 100%. And even if we could do it, because I mean, we need to open up the door so we can get more sponsors in on these cars, and not just for George's other cars up and coming, the next generation, because I mean, that's what holds it all together. Because whenever me and my wife met, George and them, I mean, working was my life, and now it's like, and racing's theirs. And it's just, it's so much different, so much better. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like on the whole idea of it's like, it's really addicting, to be honest with you. So, I mean, even if we did something with y'all on a Friday night, and then we did like a percentage, we could do a percentage that even go to y'all for Sunshine State Racing, because I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, keeping it rolling. Because I mean, we get so much info. I mean, I know every single person at the racetrack is on the web page, on y'all's Facebook, and getting constant updates of everybody with qualifying and stuff like that. So I mean, I understand money helps that. And so, I mean, we could do something like that where 10% of everything goes to y'all to kind of help that out, because without y'all, we wouldn't even be having this right now.
That's really awesome. We appreciate you, Brandon, and all you do for the sport and for the barbecue.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Food.
Can't be nothing without smoked meat.
Right? Robert's muted. He just don't know it. Like his mouth is steady moving and he's
I'm
muted.
off now. So thank you for taking time out tonight. Come on, and we want to maybe get more sponsors on and tell everybody the benefit of what it does. It's really a mutual back and forth on the benefits between sponsoring a race car and get people to the business, especially when you have a team that goes out and promotes as much as they do, and you guys promote the racing. So we appreciate everything you guys do, and we'll be in touch with you soon, because this roadshow thing is something we really want to take off and make happen, as we think it'll help the sport grow.
Yeah, 100%. If we wait, it depends on how quick y'all want to do it. I'm actually renovating, because right now I have my restaurant holds 35 seats, but hopefully around July or August, God willing, that we'll have it done. It'll be able to hold about 140 people. So Lord's really been blessing us constantly with everything that we've had going on, making, as we make more money and we grow, we can do more sponsorship like this. And I told George, I was like, dude, we just need a 5-year contract, because the amount of people that's ever since I've done it is more people's come to us about, hey, you want to sponsor another car? And I'm like, hey, you got to talk to my consultant. His name is George Gorham Jr. And he'll give you a yes or no on it and on the situation. And so, but that's all what it's all about, is getting a driver like George that, will promote you, give you shout outs, and it really benefit both of y'all. And that's what it is all about at the end of the day.
Well, we'll give you till you get the renovations done, and maybe we'll key it to be about the same time you get the renovations done, and we'll do the road show as part of the re-grand opening of the expanded Blackburns.
Oh yeah, that's 100%, 100%. So yeah, that'd be great, man. Because if we could do all that, we could have y'all there, and we could do it on a Friday night. And I feel like it'd just be good to have everybody together on something like that.
Absolutely. Well, let us know the minute it's done. We're going to come get some barbecue and do a road show.
100%. I really appreciate y'all having me.
Thanks, Brandon. Have a good day.
All right, y'all too. Thank y'all.
And that was Brandon with Blackburn's Barbecue, one of the best barbecues in the business. So y'all make sure to support the sponsors that support us. Our next guests are ready. Robert, you with us? You ready for our next one?
Yeah, go on, run right on to the next one. Let you get it started.
All right, we got DeDe Dixon-Nosbisch and Bobby Dixon, which LJ has already said, prime time Bobby Dixon on the camera. How are y'all today?
Doing good. Fine. Doing really good.
I'm really excited to have you guys on and talk about the race. I took some notes so I wouldn't forget anything. So take a minute and talk about this race and what it means to you guys and why we're doing it.
Want me to go? Okay. We're putting on this race for my brother, Rusty Dixon. He passed 15 years ago. Actually, on the 29th will be the 15th year anniversary. We've done the race a couple times. This will be the third race we've had. Most likely it will be the last race, unfortunately, due to East Bay closing soon. But it's looks like we're gonna have a great turnout. It's a 50 lap open wheel modified race, $9,700 to win. And just in memory of my brother, we're trying to keep his memory alive the best way we can. And he loved racing and he loved basically anything to do with racing. So he was a racer himself. Raced for over 15 years all around Florida, different classes, different tracks. That's really why we're doing it.
Yeah, his number was 97, so that's why it's paying 97.
9,700,
So-
yeah.
And I was taking a look at the payout earlier. You guys are doing an amazing job. I know how hard it is to put on these memorial races and how much time and effort it goes into it. So shout out to you guys because it's a ton of work and the payout is absolutely awesome. Let's talk for a minute about the vendor market and the giveaways and the raffles that are going to be going on.
Yeah, we have a ton of giveaways for the drivers that we've had people donate. We have for the feature winner, we have the TNT Alley, the 10 Alley, is that her name? She's donating a metal car that will say, it'll have 97 on it, say track champion. We've got RCP donated a lot of products for the drivers, race car engineers donating
Gift certificates.
A lot of local companies have donated their time and their stuff to the track. We're also going to be giving a lot of those things away to the fans. So there's something there for everybody.
Whenever we get the cars on the racetrack, when we get the final, we're going to have 26 cars start. So whenever the final cars get on the track, we'll have 3 guys up in the grandstands tossing t-shirts. We got like 20 t-shirts to give away.
Donated. We had some
So
sponsors
they've been
donate
sponsored.
shirts. So we're going to be throwing those away. We also have a generator that's been donated from DeDe Dixon Motorsports that we're going to be raffling off that night as well. So, and the vendor market's going to be great. We've got a lot of local businesses that have joined in. That a lot of them are crafts products, candles, all kinds of different stuff. You know, we're also going to have some food vendors there as well. So it should be a great night. We're excited about it.
Yeah, and I know Al at East Bay is working really hard to try to make it a special night. And we've talked to him a couple of times, and we're trying to either help him secure somebody, or if not, we may live stream the race that night ourselves with Scott McAllister if we can't get them hooked up with Flo or somebody, but they seem to be scheduled. But he's working hard behind the scenes to try to make this special too, and we're just happy to be a part and help any way we can. Got a story up today on Karnac.com for you guys, but any information you need to get out, let us know and we'll help you any way we can.
Great. We appreciate it. Yeah, Al's been working, we're trying to get with Flow Racing right now. And I believe that's who he's been dealing with Scott. So hopefully we'll know something in the next week or so, what actually will be showing and what app will be showing it on.
Perfect. And take a minute and let's talk about how people can kind of reach out to you guys if they want to put more towards sponsorship or raffles or, you know, t-shirts, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, right now I'm still looking for sponsors, of course, accepting the sponsors to raise up the purse some more. We've got a lot of awards for the drivers along with the purse money. If they're interested in sponsoring, they can get in touch with me or my father. I'm DeDe-Nosbisch on Facebook. You can find us, or I can always, I'll give you my email and you can, if anyone would like to get in contact with you to get it, that's fine. What else were we?
Well, she's been getting the sponsors. We've been lucky enough that we go to lunch and
Our
things
sponsors
happen. And our
have been
sponsors
great.
seem to be a lot of family, which you would call all of our racing people are family.
Local
And
Right.
local. 90% of our sponsors are all locals from around here, but we have got them we've even got asphalt drivers donating stuff like Dickie Anderson and Wayne Anderson. They've given some
Love
money.
that.
I mean, and we got Wayne Bowman over on the other side. It's an asphalt racer. He's come in and give money to it and stuff. So we've got a lot of different sponsors that have really stepped up. I mean,
They've been great this year, really over and beyond anything we could ask for. They are there. And so we just want to thank them for really being a part of this event. I mean, it's without them, we wouldn't have anything. So, but we are still accepting sponsors. And then also what we are looking for right now is, like you said, giveaways, raffle items. We have a hospitality tower that we are offering to all of our sponsors. They can come in, watch the race. It's a tower. And then we're offering food. So we're looking for food vendors right now, or food companies, anybody that wants to donate some food for that tower. We would greatly appreciate all the help we can get.
As
Awesome.
Well, let
as
us
of
know
right
how we can get the money to you, but put us down for an award that you still need something. We'll do $100 from Sunshine State Racing to whatever award you still need to fill.
Okay. Actually, I'm looking right now for the B main winner.
Okay,
If that's something you'd like to donate
Well,
towards.
that'll
that'd
work.
be
Whatever
great.
works. And like I said, send us a message how I can get you the money and I'll get it over to you.
Okay, wonderful.
Sounds great. We're talking about, depending on how many cars we get and everything, we're talking about having a non-qualifier race. And the non-qualifier race is going to start out paying like 400 just to get in it.
400 for first, 300 for second, 200 for third, 100 for fourth.
And then we're
And it
gonna-
will be 10 laps after all the qualifying's done. We'll have it right before the A main, and just a little shootout for all the guys that didn't make the race, just to put the money in everybody's pocket. You know, we want to make sure everybody leaves happy with a little bit of, hopefully a little change in their pocket, not a lot with how racing costs, but you know, something to make them go home happy with.
Absolutely. We've done that for quite a few of our memorial races, and we really enjoy the shootout. I mean, to tell you, them shootouts get pretty exciting, even when
Yeah.
they're not racing to get in. They're really
Yeah.
exciting.
Just a little something extra for the fans and the drivers both. But we have the awards on top of the purse that we're paying, the payout. We have $200 we're paying to all heat winners, and that is donated by Johnny Dome Plumbing. So they're paying all the heat winners $200. We have a hard charger award. We have for $250. We have a longest haul award for $250, and then we have a hard luck. Or I'm sorry, I take that back. The hard chargers for $200. The other two are for $250. So hard luck, longest haul.
And the hard luck's going to be more at our discretion. I mean, you can't say that somebody just falls out.
Right.
So, you
Well,
know.
we're gonna go over with the drivers at the driving committee, what all the awards go with. And then we're also doing fastest qualifiers, the top 3 we're paying. So, you know, we're trying to make it as great as we can, you know, as good as we can with all the giveaways and the money we're putting up. So, well, we're not putting up, but pushing forward to the guys, you know.
Now,
Ken, maybe we'll have to give a call to Blackburn's barbecue or even Coach Eddie's barbecue and see if we can't get some barbecue for that VIP tower.
That would be
absolutely.
great. Yeah, definitely. Any and all food, we would love to have them a part of the show. We go ahead and all the sponsors, we're trying to do as much advertising at the event that we can for them. So we'll definitely have their names. Everybody that donates things will be up at the race and announced at the track.
And make sure to share it with us, and we will be absolutely happy to keep sharing it. We always are huge supporters of any sponsors that support our sport. So whatever we can do to help them out, we'll be happy to advertise for them as well. Mark Steves on, he said the Dixon family are just straight up good people. Kendall Wheeler Racing wants to put up $200. So wherever you need that, Kendall Wheeler Racing is putting up $200. Thank you, Steve Smith. I appreciate that.
Perfect.
You guys and Miss Kendall.
And we'd like to thank some of our, all of our sponsors we want to definitely thank, but this actually race is put on by Angry Elephant Tattoo Parlor. They're the main sponsor of the race. We also have Mathis Farms,
Brandon Auto Salvage.
Brandon Auto Salvage, big sponsor. Transportation specialist. Sorry about
Adams Auto Salvage.
Adams, that's my husband's family and his business. So I'm going to make sure we mention them. And they're actually going to be donating some kids items like scooters or bikes. I'm not sure exactly what they're donating for the kids at the night of the event. We have, oh Lord, there's so many of them. We have Divine Family Pawn, QGS, Mavericks, Transportation, we already said, Berry Barn, Bennett Septic, which they're also offering, including the 9,700 to win. Bennett Septic has put up $500 to go towards that. So that'll be something fun. They put that on at the very beginning, and we've raised the purse a couple times now. So things are changing. Every once in a while, you have to check and make sure the numbers are the same or if they've moved up, and hopefully they've been moving up, and I think they're going to continue to move up. We've seen so much support, and just the more cars that will be there, the more money they're going to make. So we're just hoping the car count's there and everybody comes into town and checks out the race.
And so I know you guys are probably like us. We beg for pre-registration, and Lord knows our drivers never pre-register and they never plan ahead. So we won't even talk about numbers right now. We'll just say, make sure you guys get in touch with them, get your butt on the list, get yourself pre-registered so we know how many to expect so we can plan for you guys. And Bobby, I'm loving the shirt.
That's
last year's shirt.
We're not actually doing pre-registration, but we were just trying to get an idea. So I've been reaching out to drivers, trying to get head count, who's coming, who's not. So, I've got a couple verbal agreements, about 45 now verbal agreements that they should be heading our way. So we're hoping that grows a little bit more, and, good night, good weather. We should be some good racing.
Yeah,
I know
we're
Devin
looking
McLeod.
forward to it.
Devin McLeod's thrown his name out there. Are there any other names of some of the regulars in the open modifieds that's already committed that you want to put out there?
Yeah, well, the last year's winner, the 2018 winner, Devin Dixon, which is my cousin, he'll be there. Austin Sanders, which was the 2017 winner, he'll be there. We have, a list of Jeff Matthews. Who else, Dad?
You've got Bonador.
Bonador.
Both of the Bonador boys will be there. Travis will be in my car, and it's going to be the 97.
David Rudiman's coming.
Buzzy
will be
Rudiman's
there.
coming.
Kyle Bronson, I just found out is going to be driving a car, I believe, for Steve Stevenson. I believe Lucas Lee and Victor Lee, I know they're not together, but they're both supposed to be showing up. Jason Jack, Scott Bain, Rich Pratt, Dale Kelly, Chris Bailey, which he's also a sponsor of the event. Let's see, Hunter Gustafson, did I say that right? And Chuck, Anthony Bennett. Let's see.
Shane Burrows will be in there, and he was one of the LJ, like he said, he was there, called in and stuff. There's quite a few of them. Most all the local boys will be there, from what we understand. So, if everybody shows, it ought to be a good show. So, like we're saying, we're just hoping we can do it all, and everybody go out of there with a little bit of money in their pocket.
We'll have to put a little pressure on the 47, the East Bay regular Billy Howard, and see if we can't make sure he's there too.
He's supposed to be there too, as far as we know.
Yeah.
I've seen him last night, but I didn't get a chance to talk to him. But yes, he's supposed to be there too, from what we understand.
And then I know there's supposed to be a couple cars coming down with David Rudiman from Carolinas. So they should be here. I've got some drivers from all around that I've been in contact with that hopefully they're coming. They're got to wait to see what happens the next couple weeks, but they've got it on their plan.
With all this fuel prices and everything, it's going to be a little tight for everybody, but we hope that they all can make it down here. And like we said, for the longest haul, we're going to give them an extra $250. So that ought to work out to help somewhat for some of them.
Absolutely. And it's not just a regular race. These memorial races, I'll say it again, mean more to us as family and race family than anything. So even though gas prices are high, we know all our drivers are going to step up and show up and put on a good show for Rusty Dixon Memorial this year.
We're hoping so. We can't wait for the day to come. It seems like it was so far away, and now I feel like it's right around the corner. So
now's when the real stress begins, right, guys?
definitely.
Well, thank you both so much for taking the time to come on and talk to us. We'll continue to push it from now until April 30th, and hopefully you guys pack the stands and pack them pits on race night for the Rusty Dixon Memorial.
For sure. Thank you so much for having us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye. So that was DeDe and Bobby talking about the Rusty Dixon Memorial Race. They have so much going on for this race. It'll be at East Bay Raceway Park on April the 30th, 50 lap open wheel modified on top of the other classes. So y'all make sure you just show up, go attend this one. If you've got your cars ready, let them know, go race. They have the vendor market. They're going to have giveaways and raffles. So if you guys want to, if you're a vendor and you want to participate in any of that, definitely let them know, because it's going to be a great show. And these memorial races, you guys know, mean more to us here at SSR than anything, and to the race families. So make sure you support it.
And
Billy,
while we're talking about memorial races, there's not really an update to give, but I've had a lot of questions in the last couple of weeks on the Bill Bigley Senior Memorial. Yes, there's going to be one this year. There hasn't been much of announcements. There's some big things working behind the scenes and stuff working with Joe and Janet and Billy and everybody, that when we make an announcement for what the race is going to be, we want it to be the true and final announcement. So bear with us. It's going to happen this year, and we're working on some stuff to finalize it and hopefully get it announced soon. And Jen, I'll let you run through some comments, but is the countdown on for 3 minutes if Dalton Nelson's on time for once in his life?
I told him the 15 or 8:15.
Well, I know he's got 3 minutes. I said, are we going to put bets on
I
if he's
told him I
actually on
would
time?
remind him. So I have to remind him. So technically it's on me if he's late. Todd Ansel, thank you so much for the stars. Dennis said, love this guy. Yes. Thank you so much, Steve Smith, Kendall Wheeler, all of you guys for donating for that one. Billy Howard said, putting Big Bill in my car for this race. Also want to get with y'all on some sponsorship for my business. I lettered a lot of Rusty's cars. I love that. Yes. So make sure to message them. If you need to reach out to them and you can't reach them, or you don't have a contact to reach them, let us know. We will be happy to put you in touch with them. A couple things. Dayton Andrews Dodge. Make sure to call them for all your car and truck needs. 727-321-0500. I'm just going to run through quite a few things while we're waiting for Dalt, because Dalt's joining now. I got my Nasty shirt on tonight with the middle finger. I have to say, and this is not an ad, these are the most comfortable shirts ever. So right now, if you go to Stephen Nasty Racing on Facebook and you vote for him to get in the SRX race, for Nashville, he's got stiff competition. He's got Bubba Pollard. He's got Michael House. There's a ton of them up for vote right now. We want to get our Florida guy in. So if you go to his page, I will, Steve Smith, thank you so much. And use the link on that page, you get a discount for, like you get a coupon code to use for shirts or whatever.
Talking about Nashville, what about our 2 Florida drivers that showed up at Nashville this weekend?
Right? Can we take a minute? It wasn't just 2 Florida drivers. We had Chase Lloyd up there too. He finished in the top 10, but Gavin Graham and TJ DeCare went up there and kicked everyone's behinds in Nashville. And we expected nothing less, because our boys are on fire and we are so proud of our Florida drivers.
And on the airplane, up, TJ was wearing his Sunshine State Racing shirt. And then yesterday at a celebration crab dinner, Colton Bettis had on his hat.
Right. I just got a reminder. So one of the top sponsors for the Rusty Dixon Memorial is Crawford Signs, Mark Crawford. He's a huge sponsor, and huge shout out to him. So thank you, Crawford, Mark Crawford and Crawford Signs for pitching in and helping out with the memorial race. Steve, I'll get you in touch with DeDe and make sure that you know how to get that over. Mom said she's already voted for Nasty, so thank you. It's really tough competition, but man, it's going to be a really good show, and we want our Florida guys in. So
Not only do I
although
want, not
it's
only do I
hard,
want
I have to
Stephen
vote
Nasty,
against Bubba.
well, not only do I not want Stephen Nasty in the show, what, not trying to take credit, but what would it do for a statement to the country on what the Florida race fans could do for a driver? I mean, that
Right?
support behind you. I mean, you got these big guys. I mean, Bubba Pollard's probably got all the Georgians, some of North Florida. North Carolina's got all these race teams with Michael House. If we could get Nasty in this show, what a statement that would make for the Florida race fans.
Absolutely. So let's kick some butt and make sure we get our driver to the race. We have
We got our
Dalton.
next guest on.
I know. My friend, Dalton Nelson.
Friend.
You're not turning your camera on for me, really?
Oh, sorry. Hold on. There we go.
So Dalton, I just got to say, I'm impressed. Twice within 4 days, you were early or on time for something.
I'm working on it, getting better, maturing. We're getting better with it.
I like the colors on that body behind you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. That is Ken Nurse's car.
That is gorgeous.
It came out very good. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good. I love the colors. So we wanted to bring Dalton on for a little bit. Are you gonna be racing this weekend, or you have someone else in your car?
The plan is for me to race. I got cleared by my doctor. So the plan, we're going to go down Friday and test, just, make sure I'm comfortable, not in any pain in the car, and go from there. But yeah, the plan is for me to race this weekend.
Okay, so
But you have a backup plan just in case,
hold
right?
on. Can we talk about why you had to get cleared to race? Let's talk about the Flower Boy experience.
So me and one of my best friends, Josh, he's also my spotter. We were the flower boys at our best friend Cody's wedding. And at some point during the reception, I fell and someone spilled drink and broke my leg. We're still really trying to piece together exactly what happened. No one really knows.
That was not part of the highlight video for the wedding.
Thank God, no. No.
Well, we hope you're going to race Saturday, but I know your backup plan is pretty cool. So if you can't, everybody's going to see something exciting, I believe.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't have to, but yeah, I've got someone good lined up, but right now I'm planning on me being in the car Saturday.
Jason said, Dalton, I hope you run good, bud.
Thank you. I think we will. We've been, really the last year we've really finally hit on something with my car and been fast everywhere we've gone and just had terrible luck. Things break in and, not maintenance stuff either. Like one race, the top link broke, one race, the rear end broke. We had a motor and oil pump failure, just things out of our control while we're running up front. So I think if everything stays together, we'll be right up front there at the end.
Absolutely. And we've been really pushing this race. 100 laps, open wheel modified. It's down at 417. You guys know how much I love that place. I love all of our tracks, but 417 feels like home to me. Like when you go down there, you're treated like family. Mm-hmm. They care about their racers. They care about their crews, and it's just fun. So mm-hmm. We'll all be down there this weekend for the 100 lap open wheel modified race. And we expect a really good car count.
And I'm going to let you announce it, Dalton, because I think you actually talked to Joe or Jan or somebody. It's $3,000 to win the 100 lap race, correct?
Yeah, that's, I was talking to Joe last time we were down there for the modifieds. I was there with the number 7 that I work on. And yeah, Joe said it's going to pay $3,000 to win. I'm not sure about the start money or anything like that, but Joe and Janet have one of the best payouts in the state. They don't cut the laps. They don't cut the payout. So hopefully, have a good turnout and get to race for some good money. This is only, I think, one of 2 races longer than 50 laps for modifieds in the entire state for the year. The other one's a 75 lapper over at New Smyrna in July. So hopefully we get a good turnout for it.
And that brings me to my next point. Since I haven't had a chance to talk to you about this, but you'll probably disagree with me. What's your driver's thoughts on twin 50s over the 100 lap races?
Me
Fixture
personally, they advertise it as 100 laps. I would like to run 100 laps through. You know, that's what they bill it as. That's what we should give the fans. That's my opinion.
This one's definitely 100 laps, but I was just wondering what your opinion was on the twin 50s.
I like the twin race format. I think Punta Gorda, maybe in May or June, they do have twin 35s for the modifieds, and that's always cool, you know, to get to race twice in one night.
2 separate payouts. It's pretty awesome. And for a fan, it's just a lot of fun, because if you guys act dumb during the first one, you got plenty of time to get it fixed and get it back out there for the second one and put on the show again.
Yeah,
and maybe
exactly.
tempers are even higher for the second one. You know what I mean? Like, for a fan, you really can't beat that. It's so much fun to watch. Maybe not so much for me videoing, but it's fun to watch.
I'm not sure, because I don't know what you mean about a temper. I've never had one in my life.
Yeah, that red hair.
And Joe and Janet and Rex and Arbondale, they've done a really good job with these twin 50s at making the payouts worth it for the driver. I mean, it's not like it's just to have a payout cut in half. They pay full payouts for both races at both these tracks, and it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Jason said they raised the pay and matched Arbondale last race, so that's really awesome. Very competitive down there at 417. We got a great group of open wheel modifieds. Hope to have a lot more this weekend, and a good night of racing. So there's a lot on tap for Saturday night. The weather's supposed to be absolutely beautiful. We have a cool front coming in, and so it's going to be gorgeous this weekend.
Since I know Jason's watching, and I know you've been working hard on 3 cars now, you go over at the dark side yesterday at the Batmobile shop. You're going to try to get one of those 3 cars to be able to take Jason's track record?
That's the plan. I mean, it'd be great if all 3 would. The competition has really closed up in the modifieds, I'd say, over the last year or so. You know, the RRD cars are always quick, and going off the last few races, it seems like we are pretty close to them. So it'd be nice. I'm not the strongest qualifier, so I don't know if it'll be me, and you know, qualifying don't pay anything, bragging rights, but I'd rather see all 3 of the cars I work on the front stretch at the end of the night after 100 laps. That
car behind you is really, I mean, towards the end of last year, Ken's really come on strong. I don't know if it was a little bit of a learning curve coming from the mod minis to the open wheel modified, or just something that's clicked, but he's really come on strong the last few races. Yeah, I'm really proud of him. We've you know, combination of things, him coming from the mod mini, you kind of have to unlearn all the habits you pick up driving a 4-cylinder car, and you know, just getting him in a rhythm and working on the car, you know, to get it comfortable to him. And you know, as he learns what he needs in a big car like this, you know, with a big motor, little tires, it's finally starting to click. And with me racing too, you know, things I learn on my car, I'm able to take and apply to his car, to help him also. So it's been fun. Obviously I love driving the cars, but you know, like the last race, I couldn't be in the car because I was in a cast, but it's just as rewarding to sit in the stands and watch your hard work and someone that you help be able to achieve their goals on the track and run up front.
Is it just as stressful to you to sit in the stands and watch somebody race that you help as it is to like the rest of us?
No, I don't really, it's not stressful for me. Just, you want them to do good. I don't know that you would call it stress. I don't know what you would call it, but you know, you just watch them, you want them to do good. You don't want anything to get tore up, because then, you know, that means more work in the shop than that next week. Instead of working on the car to make it better, you got to fix stuff. But not really stressful, but definitely watch them with a close eye, I guess you could say.
Right. So
before we get into the sponsors, and I'm gonna Jen catch up on the comments, but let's talk a little bit about the power plant that's in these cars, and even in Josh Korniak's Bomber, Nelson powered. Your dad's kept your grandfather's tradition alive of building some really good race motors. Talk about that a little bit, and how anybody can get a hold of Teddy if they want some motor work done.
Yeah, so I mean, my grandpa, and it would be my great uncle, my grandpa and his brother started Nelson Brothers Machine Shop back in '77. my dad took it over and ran it for a few years, and then still do it on his own now. So if anyone needs motor work, I think the proof's in the pudding when you see our motors on the track. If you need something to get you down the straightaways, me and my dad are both on Facebook, so you can reach out to either one of us if you need any work done.
And if Teddy uses all capitals to answer,
I was just fixing to say
he's not yelling at you.
He's
That's
not
just the way
yelling.
Teddy answers.
I was just fixing to say, if Teddy responds in all caps, he is not yelling at you. I promise. That's just Teddy. We love him. I love my Nelsons. Mitchell says, "I'll roll with you, Dalton. I got your back." And Ken Smith, hi, buddy. Nelson Power, yes. So you guys have really been doing a great job with Ken Nurse and everyone this year. So really looking forward to this weekend. How many cars are y'all going to have down there?
We'll have 3, mine, Ken Nurse, and then just went over yesterday and kind of helped Troy Robinson. So I'll be helping him next weekend as well. So we'll be busy with 3 cars.
Awesome. Well, the weather is going to be absolutely gorgeous, and I'm really excited to come down to 417. I've missed everyone so much and looking forward to it. Jason said he's estimating 18 to 20 total. I think so too. We have a ton of people that have already said they're coming down. So if you know anyone that has not committed, we'll ask again on Facebook, but start sending them messages, reminding everyone with modifieds that we have a big race this weekend.
I know LJ plans to be there in the 54, I believe.
Awesome. Well, really looking forward to 417.
Yep.
We have a ton going on all over the state, though. Tour of Destruction at Arbondale. Citrus is off this weekend, I think.
It's the last weekend for the fair.
Yeah.
So we can let Dalton go. Why don't you give a shout out to all your sponsors, Dalton?
Yeah, there's everyone knows racing takes a lot. My dad takes care of all the motor stuff for me. Sophos Construction is a big help on my car. Joe Bono, Billy Bigley Racing, they help me out. Dave Pletcher, of course, he built the car for me and does all my fabrication work. Lightning Racing Oil, they supply all of our oil to keep these motors running. All About Lifts, and AWS Carpenter Construction.
And let's talk about the spider in your ear a little bit. Does he stutter on the radio, or only when you do something stupid, or is he pretty calm?
He does
No,
not stutter.
He doesn't stutter on the radio.
Oh.
It's kind of funny because I spot for him when he races, and our roles reverse. Like, he gets excited in the car and I got to try to calm him down. And it's the exact same thing when he's on the radio for me. I had the last race of last year, had a little bit of an altercation on the first lap of the race, and that was Josh's job for all 30 or 35 laps, however long we run, just trying to keep me calm.
Well, I give him a hard time because he refuses to do an interview because he's afraid he's gonna stutter. I'm like, can we just put a headset on you and pretend you're spotting?
I'm telling you, from the time he walks up to the spotter stand, he does not stutter at all. Like,
and it's only when he gets super excited or nervous, I think. But I just was curious because sometimes you admit it, you do some dumb stuff. I just didn't know if that got him super nervous or excited.
No.
He's fired up.
Yeah, he knows. When he sees me get like that, he knows he's got his work cut out for him to keep me calm.
I love it because Josh, anytime he spots when I'm there, he's always the one right beside me. So I can always like aggravate him while he's spotting. Or if I need a bouncer, he's right there.
Right.
So it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love those guys. I'm so excited to see everyone this weekend.
Yep.
All right. I think that's it. You got anything else?
No, just thanks, Dalton, for taking time. And man, Jen, what a show. I mean, we filled up an hour with 3 guests nonstop, didn't talk about much else. We got our first sponsor on, and any of you guys that sponsor cars that want to come on into our shows, shoot us a message. We want to have you guys on, talk more about how sponsoring race cars benefits your business and how you've grown the family. I mean, as Blackburn said, they've become one big family with the Gorhams, and we got our first date secured for a road show as soon as they're open. I'm excited about that. A lot of big things coming up here pretty soon, and we're going to have some new t-shirt designs coming. The koozies are in the works for you guys, and you asked us for merchandise and the stuff you want. We're working to get it.
And let's talk for a minute. I want to try to do one road show a month or every other month. So if your company wants us to bring some cars or trucks or whatever the case may be out there, and maybe a food truck or two, and do a road show, let us know. We'll get some drivers out there and support the businesses that support racing. So what?
I'll have to work with a Taylor Andrews, see if we can't get one at Dayton Andrews Dodge here in St. Pete, and maybe get the wing sprints of that he's got LJ Graham and Sport Allen out there and some other cars, and see if we can't sell some cars and trucks.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's it for us tonight. Happy Monday. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Stay tuned. We will have all things racing coming up this weekend. The weather is going to be beautiful. Can't wait to get back to a track. Weather last weekend sucked. So we'll be back racing this weekend. Don't forget to go vote Nassie in, and make sure to listen to the Dale Jr. download this week. They talk at the beginning of the race about Ross and everything went on between them. Dave jumps on and says, go VIP racing, Jim Smith, TJ Mason on the 30th. Absolutely. We'll see you guys down there. Super excited. Our little legend guys will be down there. So.
And if you're going to go to the Tour Destruction this weekend, you want to go online right now and get your tickets at tourdestruction.com. Bo puts on a really good show Friday and Saturday night at Armadale. Saturday, from what I hear, is almost sold out. So if you want to go Saturday, probably need to get your tickets really fast. I'm sure there's not going to be any available at the gate. And if you get a choice between the nights, Fridays got a little more availability right now.
Absolutely. So Tour Destruction or Open Wheel Modifieds down at 417. I'll be down at 417. Dalton's going to have to deal with two of us being snipers with the camera this weekend. Can't wait. And y'all have a great rest of your Monday, and we'll talk soon.
See you, everybody.
See ya.